When you sign up for Option Stalker, real-time data is provided. We do all of the real-time searches on our servers and the results are lightning fast. Let me show you how easy it is to use. I'm going to click on Custom Search and you'll see a pop-up window that comes up. I'm going to clear the upper, I'm going to clear the lower so we can start from scratch. Earnings season is coming up. I'm going to go in. We rate options based on their liquidity. I'm going to use a rating between 2 and 15. These will be very liquid options to trade. Next, I'm going to go down. Since earnings season will start in about a week and a half, I'm going to look at the projected earnings date. And I'm going to set a range. And we'll go out starting with next Monday, and we'll go out about 3 weeks. What I'm going to be looking for are stocks that have a tendency to rally into earnings. And so I'm going to go to July, and we'll go to approximately the 27th. So we've got from July 9th to July 27th is the projected earnings release date. Liquid options, and then I'm also going to click pre-earnings bull. This means that 75% of the time the stock rallies into earnings, and this is held true for the last 2 years. So there's a very bullish tendency for these stocks. I'm going to click scan, and these are our results. Now there are a ton of other filters that I can use to narrow this list. Now, I personally like to buy stocks that are on the low end of their range. So I'm going to go into a 20-day, percentage of 60-day range, and I'd like to see these somewhere in the lower half of their range, which gives them plenty of time to rally and a lot of room to run. So from 1% to 50% of its 60-day range. So that'll help us narrow it quite a bit. And these are your candidates. And now I'm going to move this screen out of the way and we'll click through some of the results. All I have to do is click on the symbols. I'm going to overlay some major moving averages. Ideally, the stock is above some of them so that they won't be providing resistance. And in the case of the first one, Boeing, you can see how we've got some pretty major resistance to get through. There is a little bit of horizontal support here. I also want to put up a proprietary indicator called 10SI. I'll use a 10-period moving average. This will show us relative strength to the overall market. So ideally, we're right around the 0 point. We've got a nice moving average, lending support, and some decent upside for the stock to rally into earnings. This has all taken me minutes to set up. It's very easy. I do a lot of tutorials in the chat room, and I show everyone how to set these up. So let's take a look at some more candidates until we can find a decent one. Again, these companies, this will set up nicely if it can get through this major moving average. That is Baidu. Just going to very quickly go through and see what I like the most. That's not to say that some of these won't make good candidates. They certainly can. But given the parameters that I've just outlined, this is pretty nice. You're above the major moving average here. The 200-day and the 50-day is the thinner pink line. You're on a buy signal here. It does still have to get through that 100-day. Not looking for a ton of stocks. All I need is one. One good earnings play will do me. Support forming there. This is Intel. Here you can actually see a nice engulfing pattern, bullish engulfing pattern. This would come up on another search. That will probably be a good candidate tomorrow. I'll show you that search a little bit later also. Johnson & Johnson, here's what I like about it. It's got a ways to run here, tends to run into earnings. You've got a compression right here, and the stock has been strong relative to the market. This might be a very nice bullish put spread to put on. I'll put on the compression indicator, the 1-0 squeeze indicator. You can see the yellow dot. It is currently compressing. Pretty nice. It's one I would definitely consider. Plus, it's got a nice horizontal base to rally off of. LVS down on that 200-day moving average. Macau revenues were down a little bit, so the stock got nailed today. If it can find support around that 200-day moving average, could be a very nice candidate to run higher. 3M right on major horizontal support, has a tendency to run into earnings, could be a nice one. So this is the process. That was actually pretty nice. MPC was right above that major moving average. Lots of room to get up to that 100. So these are all nice bullish put spread candidates. You know that you have earnings coming up in the next 3 weeks or so. The stocks have a tendency to rally into earnings. If they've got good horizontal support or they are right around the major moving averages, excellent candidate, especially if they've shown some relative strength recently. Let's go to another search that I will be using tomorrow. It's a very easy search to run. We'll keep the option liquidity up. In the chat room, we love to trade options, so we're always looking for liquid options. In fact, you can search for at the money implied volatility. So if you're a buyer, you might be looking for options that have a implied volatility under 35. If you're a seller, you might be looking for options that are above that value. You can mark that as one of the criteria that you use to search. The stock price, 20-day average volume, lots that you can use to identify exactly what you're looking for. Tomorrow, I'm going to be using this D1 so you can search according to all different time frames from a 5-minute chart, 15-minute chart. So for day trading, we like to use the M5 and the M15 a lot. This helps us identify intraday opportunities. For swing traders who like to hold overnight and maybe for 2 or 3 days, the M30 and H1 time frames tend to be better. The longer the time frame, the longer the holding period. D1 and H4, those would be pretty much for longer term swing trades where you're looking for a move to unfold under maybe a 2 or 3 week window of opportunity. But let's take a look. I want to see stocks that on a daily candle formed an engulfing pattern. And there you have it. So I'm going to move this out of the way, and you can see that they also have very good option liquidity. I'm going to click on the first stock that comes up, and there is your bullish engulfing pattern. This candle is bigger than the prior candle. That is a very bullish setup. I'll click on the next one, and Apple. So here's what I love to do the next day, especially if the market opens lower. Show me a stock with good option liquidity. Show me a stock with an engulfing pattern. Show me a stock that is trading above the prior day high. So this stock is not only above the prior day close, it's above the prior day high. And if you've got a market that's selling off, and the day before we had a bullish engulfing pattern, and the stock has been able to shrug off negative market price action and eclipse the prior day high, folks, I'm telling you, we've been using this in the Option Stalker chat room. It is a fantastic search, especially when we get a down open. For up opens, it's exactly the opposite. We're looking for stocks that had a bearish engulfing pattern the day before. They're trading below their prior day low, and the option liquidity is very good, and the stock is drifting lower against a strong market backdrop. Very high probability trades. I could go on and tell you some of the different searches that we use to pinpoint these stocks. The important takeaway is that this custom search engine is real time. You do not need a brokerage interface. When you sign up for Option Stalker, that's included. The results come in very quickly. These searches run and you're going to get results in less than a second. You'll start clicking through the charts. You can look at intraday charts. You can look at daily charts, any time frame that you want to take a look at. You'll also be able to lean on our buy and sell signals from our trading system to confirm entry and exit points. You'll also be able to use all of our proprietary indicators as well. In fact, one of the searches that we've been using recently, I do want to highlight this also, is I dissect the day into 5-minute increments. And I do that for a 20-day period so that for every stock, I know what its average daily volume is for every 5-minute increment. And so I can search for volume spikes in the last 5 minutes, the last 15 minutes, the last 30 minutes, the last hour. So I'm going to put up a search here where I'm looking for high volume on a 15-minute basis, and I'm also going to be looking for strength versus the SPY. So show me a stock that's got very good volume and that's strong relative to the SPY. We've been using this a lot also. So I'm going to click through these results, and then we'll go to a chart, and there you can see, look at that strength, and it takes out that high and it's gone. You're going to see some nice looking charts here. All I'm going to do is click through the results. Beautiful compression there. That's the kind of stuff I really like. And let me take a look at that prior one here. And when we get these compressions up near the top like this and a breakout, we love those. I love them earlier in the day, like right here. If I wanted to, I can overlay the SPY. And here you can see relative strength. The gray line is the SPY, toggle on, toggle off. Look how the stock is up for the day. It's compressing, compressing, compressing. The orange line is above zero, so you can see that it's strong relative to the market. SPY selling off, stock treading water and compressing. As soon as you get this buy signal and this breakout from the compression and relative strength, look at that move. That was a gorgeous move. It was about $1.50 move right up until here. Guess what? Everything that I've just mentioned to you, we have all those criteria. You can search for a stock that is compressing, has relative strength, is on a buy signal, and has just come out of a compression. You can also put an alert line right above that compression so that when the stock breaks out, you get a pop-up alert. Option Stalker is so powerful. We generate trading ideas throughout the course of the day, and we post our ideas in the chat room. So the chat room is also included. So all day long, you'll see us posting our trades in here. If I go back, I'll show you some of the trades that I did today. Had an excellent day. Excuse me. So VNet was one that we got in on. ACXM was excellent. We're already noting good strength on Apple early in the day. ACXM was a very nice trade. Bought some futures, made 10 points on the futures trade. I'm just scrolling down. CYRX made money on. These were all coming up in the searches. Z got back into ACMX there. And towards the close of the day, was in Facebook as well. And there's my comment, held Facebook overnight. So today is Monday, July 2nd. You can go in and see how Facebook does on July 3rd. I think the stock's going to do well the rest of the week. This is what you get in the chat room. I have proprietary indicators. This is my market rating. We watch this very closely because it is predictive. It is not reactive. We could see how in the last hour of trading it continued to improve. These are the trade signals on SPY for a 5-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute, and 1-hour basis. You can see everything was lining up to be extremely bullish. So we were ahead of the curve when the market rebounded. You'll also notice that there are two searches. These are real-time searches in the chat room, and I can swap out these searches at any time. So given what current market conditions are, I'm going to evaluate which search I think is most appropriate. Search that will make us the most money. When the results come in real time, users can click on the chart, click on the symbol and bring up a real-time chart. The upper chart is a 5-minute chart, the lower chart is a daily chart. So this is just a quick reference because for the most part, we're going to be using the Option Stalker platform to view the charts. But sometimes it's quick and easy to just use the pop-up within the chat room itself. And here you can see Chipotle comes down, it tests that 50-day moving average. Huge engulfing pattern here. It's going to go back and fill in that gap, and you can see very, very steady bullish price action all day. So this gives you a quick overview of what you can expect in Option Stalker. I will tell you that we love to trade earnings. And I showed you one earnings search, that was the pre-earnings search, so that you can go out and find stocks that are bullish into that earnings announcement. But I have to tell you, the majority of our trading is after earnings. We love trading post earnings. So if I click the post earnings box and liquid options, I'm going to see everything that has announced after the close yesterday or before the open today. And then I also like to click stock is greater than prior day high if I'm trading from the long side. I'm bullish, in other words. And then we start looking for compressions intraday, and this search engine will help us find those. And I had a few things marked here, so I'm going to clear the upper. I don't believe we had any earnings that were posted, at least not on stocks that had liquid options. But I'll also show you that in the platform, you can see pre-earnings options. These are the companies that are going to be announcing earnings today after the close or tomorrow before the open. You can see the expected move, the average move, the times that the expected move has been exceeded during the last 2 years, option liquidity, at the money, implied volatility, call and put open interest. This platform has everything you need to make really good option trading decisions. So this is a quick overview. There are many, many videos available in Stalker training. It's a page that I've dedicated just to these videos. I hope you look at them, and I hope to have you aboard. Thank you.